This is the portion of the library where I often gather students around before a research project begins, and I stand in front of them and I familiarize them with some of the best online resources for the project they're about to undertake. And you know what I've always wished? I've always wished that this old whiteboard behind me could magically be transformed into an interactive whiteboard. So I could, click on links and have stuff open up and do it all right in front of my students without having to go back to my machine and then come back to the surface I'm projecting upon. That would be nice. Well, now, thanks to a kit called Mimio Interactive, I can do just that. And I'm about to do it, so hang with me. It should only take me about 5 minutes. I'm going to use this kit called Mimio Interactive to convert this whiteboard into an interactive whiteboard. The kit, by the way, retails for $549. What do you get for $549? Let's go find out. What's in the Mimio Interactive box? Well, I'll kind of tell you in advance. There's a lot of good stuff in here, and there's one not so good thing in here. I'm going to show you the contents right now. Of course, the first thing that you would do right out of the box is install the Mimio Studio software. Now, I trust that everyone out there has used a standard interactive whiteboard before, and you're kind of familiar with the functions that you'd expect in a standard whiteboard. Well, I looked at this retrofit kit, and I looked very closely at this Mimio Studio software, trying to find a function that I would expect to find in Mimio Studio that it lacked. And I'll tell you, I did not find a one. The Studio gives you all the functionality that you would find in a standard whiteboard, in my opinion at least. It gives you things like an image library and lots of teaching templates that you can pull up, all arranged by discipline, and you can annotate over and write on, all that stuff. It's all in the software package. It's a really simple install too. Then there's this. This is kind of the heart of the Mimio Interactive kit. They call it the XI bar, and you notice on the bottom it has these suction cups. It also comes with a very strong adhesive double-sided stick tape if you want to do a kind of a permanent or semi-permanent retrofit on your whiteboard. This is basically the sensor that makes the whiteboard interactive. It's half of the equation. The other half is this pen. Now, this pen functions like an electronic pen for an interactive whiteboard. So you can write with it. It also functions as your mouse. So you can click with it, pull down your context menus, do all the mouse functions with this pen. Pen has batteries in it. This can take batteries, but I elect to use the AC adapter that comes with the kit. Now, you see how this is transparent on the end, the pen? It's sending out an infrared beam, and the infrared beam is picked up by the XI bar. The location of the pen gets triangulated, and you have yourself an interactive whiteboard. Don't take my word for it, though, because I am going to show it to you in a moment. Now, here's the part of the kit that I didn't like so much. And this isn't Mimio's fault, but this is just what you get with the $549 Mimio Interactive kit. In my opinion, this is bad news. This is a long USB cable, and you can guess what that's for. This would run between your computer right up to the whiteboard that you're sticking the XI bar on. So the one side goes in your computer's USB port, one side goes in the XI bar. I dislike stuff like this because aesthetically it's not too nice, especially if you're going to install this retrofit on a permanent basis. And it's kind of almost a hazard to have this kind of cabling on your floor invading your teaching space. So I'm really glad that the Mimio folks were really nice to me. They sent me a couple optional items. One of the optional items they sent me was this, and thank goodness they did, because I recommend it to everyone out there. If you're going to get one of these, in my opinion, you should get one of these too. This is the Mimio wireless kit. It retails for $199. That's the teacher discount price, and I think it's money well spent. The Mimio wireless kit basically makes this retrofit wireless. They give you a wireless head that you put into the bottom, and this is actually it. I've already installed it, but it was really simple. The one that you get with the interactive kit, you just slip it out and you slip this one back in there, and you're kind of ready to go on the bar. And then you install the software and you install this, the wireless dongle. So instead of having a big long cable running out of the back of your machine, you've got this wireless dongle that picks up the input from your interactive whiteboard. All right, I think that covers it. So again, for $750, if you buy both products, you have yourself a wireless interactive whiteboard, and I think that's a pretty good deal. Let's go do the retrofit. All right, now watch how very, very kindergarten simple it is to transform a standard whiteboard using the Mimio Interactive kit to an interactive whiteboard. We take the XI bar and we use those suction cups I just showed you. We just stick it to our standard whiteboard. Now you can use, again, the double-sided stick tape if you want. And then we just select the calibrate button on the bar. We use our interactive pen to calibrate the board just as we would calibrate a standard whiteboard. And my pen's making those barely audible sounds as I click each target to let me know that it's working, and indeed it is. I now have a fully interactive whiteboard, and I am loving the Mimio Interactive kit. Okay, one last thing really quick. I told you that the Mimio people were really good to me, and indeed they were. They sent me another additional project, and I want to show it to you really fast. I was really happy to use the Mimio Interactive kit basically to do some pretty simple stuff. I just wanted to be up there in front of my class, front and center, and be able to interact with the content that I use every day, namely my library web page and the resources that are attached to it. I'm grateful for that. You may have some other needs. If you use a lot of interactive content, might want to mix it up a bit. Get out there in the classroom, get your kids interacting with your content, and a tool like this could help you do all of those things. This is the Mimio Pad, and it's available to educators for $3.99. Basically what it does is it allows you to do everything that you would do if you were right up at the board, on the pad, wirelessly, anywhere in your teaching space, and it lets you get kids into the act, and you can even use multiple Mimio pads at once as you interact with your content. And that, my friends, is that. I would like to invite you to read my full review of the Mimio line. It appears in School Library Journal in the May 2009 issue.